Welcome to the Elliott Alert. My guest today is Major Lafayette Woods from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department. Again, thanks for coming, Major Woods.
Thanks for having me again.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about the fusion of law enforcement and community, and how the Sheriff's Department kind of does that, and what are some of the things that they do.
One of the things we do that's most notable, and that's an annual event, is our Sheriff's Fun Day.
Okay.
We have drug prevention programs there, safety programs, we give out literature, and also it's a day that allows law enforcement and citizens to mingle, allows citizens to see law enforcement in an untraditional way or fashion, outside of having to call 911 and have an officer show up, especially dealing with the youth specifically. You know, you oftentimes have law enforcement coming because there's been a domestic call or a call for sickness and needs a response to it, and we're awfully the first responders there. We wanted to come up with a plan, and with Sheriff Robinson having to go back 7 years ago, thought about, hey, let's have a community event where we can give away prizes, give out literature, inform people, and also get a chance to mingle with the general public, specifically these kids, because we have to reach them at an early age. And that is our goal. That's been our goal since we started this program. And it's an annual event. We also have a fishing derby. It's fun, competitive between the kids who gets as big a fish, and actually they're awarded different prizes. We got sponsorship from the Game and Fish and Soil Conservation District. So it's a good event.
And see now, y'all don't just give away, you say prizes. Yeah, I've seen y'all give away Xboxes, PlayStations, sometimes TV. So I mean, let's not make it seem like prizes like it's a door prize or something.
Oh no,
it's an event that people
they look for.
They look for a year.
We put a lot of effort into it. Advertisement. I can't say enough about the sponsors we get. Because we've given away, flat screen televisions, bikes, Xboxes, PlayStations, karaoke machines, gift cards, other game consoles. So I mean, we can get computers in 1 year, guitars. I mean, we've given away a host of different prizes, and I think they enjoy that. They do enjoy it.
And I've come to them, and I've seen the community involvement, and people are looking forward to it each year to come, not just for the wonderful prizes, because there are some good prizes, because I was standing in line trying to get me one, even though it's for the community. Just kidding. But I think that's admirable that law enforcement, the Sheriff's Department, spends that amount of committed times. And see also, what you didn't mention is I see deputies all around there.
They are required. They're required to work. That's the day that they all volunteer to work that. And I say required, but in all honesty and in laughter, they enjoy doing it. They get a chance to mingle, like I said, with the youth and some of the adults. We've even seen seniors out there.
That's right.
I think last year Sheriff Robinson ended up getting on the climbing wall, which is generally not something you see every day. But it's the opportunity to see you outside of that suit, outside of that uniform, outside of having to call 911 for a response for law enforcement. And it gets back to the basic. I mean, community-oriented policing. That's what it's about. Getting engaged with the community outside of that normal routine of having to call 911 and see someone show up. So they look forward to it. We look forward to it every year, and every year it's grown.
And another thing is that when kids see you outside of that, if there is a problem, they feel more open to come in and talk to you. Because with the deputies around, you're there, the sheriff's there, that lets them know that you're accessible.
Absolutely. And one of the things it's kind of disheartening for me when we first started this, we had no clue when we started this how impactful it was going to be. And I'm talking about some of the simplest things, some of the simple necessities in life. We're talking about children that when they come there that day, that the meal that we provide is sometimes the only meal they're going to receive for that day. And when I say last year, first year ever, increased our food inventory, and we actually ran out towards the end. Generally, we've got food left over, and we generally take that to Salvation Army or the women's shelter, CASA. And it didn't happen this year. We actually ran out of food. We had a big crowd there, and they all enjoyed it. I don't think they were ready to leave.
Which is a great thing. And see, that opens the door to, if there is something in the community, people feel more relaxed on communicating with the law enforcement.
Absolutely. You gain and get better rapport with not only the youth, but the citizens who are those youth guardians. And I have an opportunity to sit down and talk to them. And we've had utilized that time to actually, ask for concerns they may have. They've, expressed those to us, and we've responded by dealing with those responses and dealing with those issues. It gives an opportunity, all right, to do a host of things on that day, not just mingle, but address concerns they may have.
And that's great. I want to also talk about training, because I know Jefferson County is probably leading this area or the state in training and some of the great things that you guys are doing. But we're going to have to go to a break, and when we come back, I want to talk about some of the training that you guys have implemented.
Very well.
We'll be right back.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to the Elliott Alert. I have today my guest, Major Lafayette Woods from the Jefferson County Sheriff Department. And Major Woods, when we left the last segment, we were going to talk about training. Now, I know since Sheriff Robinson came in, he completely kind of changed and updated the Sheriff Department, where our law enforcement, our department is probably one of the best in the state, or if not the United States, right?
Absolutely. Having been a military veteran, Sheriff Robinson knew the impetus behind creating a dedicated individually training division. And so in forming that training division, it just opened up doors for in-house training that otherwise we'd have to, maybe send deputies or personnel off to, which can be costly sometimes.
Yes.
But when you can do training and that can be recognized on the Commission on Law Enforcement Standards and Training as accredited and actually being certified, that's great. It saves on taxpayers and having to spend money on travel, lodging, meals, things of that sort. We do it right here in-house, and we actually open the doors up for other agencies to come in who we've certified in a part-time 2 status that today still maintain their certification. So the training division has expanded. We have numerous hours yearly. We run a jail course here. We've sent other agencies. We're the 10th largest in 75 counties in Arkansas. So we have grown tremendously in our division and what we do in those 9 divisions.
And also in reference to training, you see like what's happening across state lines in reference to abuse of authority and some of that stuff. Some of those trainings, I know Jefferson County Training Division is addressing those things in the forefront.
Absolutely.
So that we don't have those kind of issues. And I know that you've been a big part of that.
We have expounded on training, as I said. even going to the point where we've offered training for civilians. We went into the schools and offered training, the public safety, even here in the university campus, active shooter training that we've done. We've done active shooter response for churches. Outside of that, training is the most important when you're talking about owning your craft and making sure that you're good at what you do. Training is the background of that. You got to have a foundation there. You got to know how to enforce the law and how to interpret that. And the training division has done that and more. I routinely go to schools. I've sat on panels regarding issues with what we've seen across the country now. Citizens' response to law enforcement, specifically our youth and some adults, sometimes just don't know how to respond to law enforcement in that situation. So we make it a habit of going out training people on that and how to respond.
And also, one of the things that you guys do is your deputies are also respectful when addressing. I've had this, or I've heard people say, well, traditionally towards myself, you don't act like a police officer. But that's one of the things that you guys make sure happens, that even though you're part of law enforcement, the community is who we serve. Is that correct? Absolutely.
We are merely public servants. We're merely public servants, and we have to remember that in uniform and outside of the uniform. When you're a police officer, people say when you go home after your 8, 10, 12-hour shift, whichever you're on, that the badge comes off, the gun comes off. Not necessarily true.
That's right. It's not true.
People ask more questions when you're in a grocery store as a law enforcement officer than anywhere else. And we take that into consideration and make sure we answer those questions. We're there to answer those questions. Again, we got to be accessible. And this job takes a unique person to be in it. It's not just a job, it's a career. And it's a lifelong commitment. Because even after you've retired, I've seen individuals that retired and they still ask those questions because people lean on them for that information. You're talking about people who have a wealth of knowledge.
That's right.
Years of experience. In the community, as small as we are, they look forward to being able to communicate with law enforcement officers.
Because there are a lot of things that kids have myths about, and those are some of the things that I know you were and you are working with me. We're doing a rap session, and it's going to involve the kids so we can give them the right information. And I know when I contacted you, you were right on it, and he was like, let's get it done, because I know you've been mentoring as well. You see that some of our kids are passing along wrong information, and we need to prepare them for what the right information.
Absolutely. In those settings, you wouldn't believe an opportunity that children take in our young youth when you can be open with them, answer those questions, get down on their level. And sometimes these sessions go on for hours. I've been on panels that should have lasted an hour, and even after we concluded, they were still, huddled around the table. And I give myself like that. I mean, I'm willing to not only enforce the law, but educate people on the law. You should know your rights. I don't have a problem with expounding and let individuals know their rights where they're absent, or don't know, or not educated on their rights. That makes my job easier.
That's correct.
So, no, we take every opportunity we can to not only enforce the law, but educate those on the law.
Okay. Now, with all this knowledge that you have and all this experience, tell me, where do you see yourself, in the next 5 years or in law enforcement?
I get that question a lot. As I said, I've been here since 2004, even having equipped myself with a background by matriculating here at the university, in 1999. My ultimate goal someday, and I've had the blessings from the sheriff who supported me in those efforts. I would almost think that he talks about it more than I do, and giving me the opportunities to equip me with, at some point down the road, running for sheriff and taking to him in this agency. I've had an opportunity to learn great experience from him. He's given me some great opportunities, and I appreciate him thoroughly for that.
And it's not often where somebody opens up, even though that they're in a leadership position, and mentors a person and shows them the right things to do and how to do it. See, that's a testimony to leadership right there.
He is. He's been more than just a leader, been more than a boss. He's been also a father figure for me. People tell the story that my father knew Sheriff Robinson before I did, and my father actually recruited Sheriff Robinson and put him in the military when he enlisted. So the relationship goes back some time, and I had an opportunity. He saw a vision in me. I saw a vision in myself, and he's accepted that and allowed me to flourish by giving me opportunities, making sure I excel in those opportunities.
Okay. Well, I appreciate for you coming in and letting us know all this information. And I just wanted to let you know you've just been placed on alert.
Man, I appreciate you.
Thanks again.
Thank you.